Hey everyone, this is Julie. Welcome back to Fearless Funnels, a decision support podcast for people evaluating if FG Funnels is right for them. Today, I want to talk about the payment structure. How much will I pay? What is the pay as you go wallet? Do you charge transaction fees? All of that. Let's cover it all. When people come into our world, they get a little confused, and rightfully so, because this tech is a little bit complicated. And once you understand how the payment model works, it'll be so much easier for you to wrap your head around. First and foremost, when you sign up for FG Funnels, you lock in a rate. That rate is guaranteed. We are not going to raise prices on existing customers. This is a philosophy that we believe in. We always like to reward early action takers. And because we are under contract as an enterprise partner, we know that we can guarantee that pricing for you, which is good. And that way, if you are getting some amazing deal, you lock it in as long as your account is active, that amazing deal still stands. Now, if you quit and come back, you are subject to whatever the pricing is at the time. And this became a real source of contention during the end of last year, I think, because Kajabi went ahead and raised prices on existing users. And that just left a really bad taste in folks' mouth. And so we had a lot of people asking us, are you going to do that as well? The second thing is when people look at their subscription, they say, okay, it's $97, $129, whatever price you got in at. They're like, what does this include? And we say it's an unlimited account. But then we also talk about the pay-as-you-go model for a few of the features, and that's confusing. When we say unlimited account, what we mean is that we do not hide any of the core tools in the high-level software and charge you more to access them, okay? And some white label providers do that. What they do is they say, sign up for, $97 a month. And then you get in there and you notice that you can't access the LMS portal. And you're like, huh? And they're like, well, that's actually the VIP tier or whatever. We give you access to the full account and all the core features. The minute you sign up, there's nothing hidden. There's no higher tier. And that's what we mean when we say an unlimited account for $129 a month or an unlimited account for $11.97 a year. The second thing we mean when we say unlimited is that we mean that no matter how many funnels or how many blogs or how many courses or how many contacts or how many communities you have, how many domains, we don't charge more. Again, this is different than our competitors because a lot of our competitors will charge you more once you hit a certain threshold of contacts or funnels or domains, et cetera, et cetera. That's what we mean when we say unlimited. But then there is a pay-as-you-go wallet or pay-as-you-go model for certain features. These features are email, text, phone, and AI. The reason why these are pay-as-you-go is because we have to pay every time you use those features. Every time that you send an email or you send a text or you use AI or you use the phone, we have to pay high level. We get charged. And so that is why those features have to be pay as you go. And why does high level charge us? Because they get charged, right? It's just kind of going up the chain of command here. They also get charged. And so that is how that gets passed down. And you might be saying, well, okay, Julie, I don't quite understand this because I could sign up for a kit account, let's say for $30 a month, and I get to send unlimited emails. You do. You absolutely do. But here's what's going on in that model. In that model, you're paying $30 a month whether you send an email or not. Okay? You look at that, you say $30 a month, that's $360 a year. And now let's say they have 5,000 customers that are on the $30 a month. They're doing statistical math, kind of like insurance, right? And they're saying, okay, the average customer is going to send this many emails. Now, do they have to pay for those emails? Yes, right? But they have probably great pricing. They have relationships with the providers. But statistically speaking, there's a large percentage of those customers who are never going to send an email in that year, right? Or maybe very few. And those people are still paying $30 a month. So it all washes, right? So they're doing that statistical analysis very much in the same way that insurance does. What they get to do on the marketing side is they get to say, hey, it's $30 a month and you can send as many emails as you want, right? And that feeling of like unlimited is like, wow, that's amazing. But the truth is that it's $30 a month as long as you only have 1,000 users. And so at most, if you send an email every day, this is how many emails you would send, but they know that that's probably not what you're going to do because they understand the average behavior of the customer, especially a beginning customer. That is how those models work. With the pay as you go, you do not carry any additional monthly expenses. That's important. That way, it keeps your prices low. With pay as you go, you set up your wallet with with an amount that feels good to you. So let's say it's $100 or it's $500. That amount sits in your wallet, and every time you use a feature like email, phone, AI, or text, it charges you and it takes it out of your wallet. And the charge is tiny. It is hard for people to understand how tiny it is because it's like 0.002, right? We basically do a slight upcharge from what high level charges us, and then we pass that price on to you. But we keep it very, very small. There are some people that like 10x the price because they want to, they want to make money on you. We do upcharge a little bit for, the cost of customer support, but not very much. If you have $50 in your wallet, that is going to last for 25,000 emails. And that's not very much. And the pricing is designed so that beginners don't have to carry $30 a month on ConvertKit and $20 a month on Simple Texting or whatever all those other features are. And you pay what you use. Let's say you go viral one day, okay? And you're a beginner and you go viral and you go from having 50 contacts to 5,000 contacts. Well, if you were in ActiveCampaign or any other tool, they're immediately going to bump up your monthly rate. And that's how most of those services work. Number one, you're not paying a monthly rate, so nothing is changing. Number two, if you decide not to send these people an email, again, you don't pay. If you do decide to send these people an email, it gets taken out of your wallet. You'll see the transaction. You'll literally see how much it costs you. It costs you $22 to send a blast out to 5,000 people or whatever it was. It's probably not 22. It's probably like, $5 or whatever. And then you can decide, okay, do I need to add more money to the wallet? Am I cool with that? Whatever it looks like. You can see every single transaction. You can see exactly how much it's costing. If you get to the point where you are growing really fast and your email list is getting big, we can actually offer you some additional volume pricing that makes it even less expensive once you get to that certain point. And I always tell people that's a great problem to have because that means people are buying from you. And we love that problem. That is a problem we wish upon our customers because that means they're making money. What it means for you is that you're paying one monthly fee. Okay, you're paying $129 a month, whatever the price is that you got in at. You have a wallet in your account, and that wallet you fund. You decide how much goes in there. And the features that we get charged for, email, text, phone, and AI, they come out of your wallet when you use them. And if you want to kind of categorize, it's the features where you're actually sort of leaving FG Funnels and communicating with your customer. Think of it as like gas in a car. Right? As long as you're sitting in your house, you're not spending any gas. But the minute you go to the store, you're spending money. Same thing with your business. If you're just hanging out in your business, doing your things, building your funnels, building your courses, installing domains, doing all that stuff, you're cool. But the minute you start to take your car and go text a customer, or go call a customer, email a customer, or send your AI to a customer, now you're using gas. And that's essentially what it is. The last thing I will say about this model is that at any time, let's say you want to get your own dedicated IP address for your your email, okay? Which, if you don't understand what that is, don't worry about this part of the conversation. You want to do that. You want to negotiate a great rate with Mailgun, okay? You want to get your own Mailgun account. That is totally fine. You can unhook our email pricing. You can totally unhook it, and you can hook up to Mailgun. That means you don't have to move any of your automations, none of your workflows, none of your emails. You are just choosing a different type of gas, a different car, what have you. You plug it in and you're on your way. Now we don't charge you for your email. Now you're just paying Mailgun, whatever the monthly price is. A lot of big players, they end up doing that, not because of the pricing, but because they want a dedicated IP address. And that's how that works. If you don't want to use the AI features because you're not into AI talking to your customers and you want to just use ChatGPT to figure things out, you can do that. You don't have to spend money on the AI features. I will say that the best use of funds right now in 2026 are to spend money on texting because it gets the best response. And that would be something that I would absolutely work into your marketing, because email, open rates are 20-30%. That's fine, but texting has a much higher open rate. So that is how it goes. Now, there are a few features inside of FG Funnels that we consider premium features that will carry an extra monthly amount. I'm going to give you a couple examples of that so you can understand. First, if you want your own white label app, and I've talked about that, if you want that, you're going to have to pay a monthly fee for us to help you manage that, right? That's one thing. Secondly, let's say you love the AI features inside of FG Funnels and you want to use them a lot and you want better pricing than the pay-as-you-go. We can actually charge you a monthly and then you can get unlimited AI. And this works well for people who are using AI agents, okay? There are a couple features like that you can pay extra for, but you're not ever going to be surprised because you will have to actually reach out to us and ask. Hopefully this calms down all the pricing concerns, and for a beginner or for an advanced, it is the best deal on the market, hands down.